Well, of the 206 characters from which they stipulated word source theory use, being fates. For, I am the existential designer, but there are elaborators, decorators, and then editors. So within the story of it all, those are being fates. And, humans have 206 bones, but human beings are only of the first 5 characters. And those are all different fates. And of course, AB has the red, orange, and then back attack the overlapping realm curse fate. Of course, with the Arabs, where the AD border notion is below them as part of that statement, with the one in divided India and Southeast Asia. But, and of course the USA has the independent conversion of the sun and opposite reflection eye in the ocean, independent conversion of the overlapping realms, which is the ocean wave itself. That is, independent federal constitutional republic, and are not occupied by a monarchy. But anyway, the Orient, so the curse fate, from AA to AE, and then with the extra ABOR is murder is first, AA, then AB, terror. 2 of the 5, and then the red below it, AA, and then the OR of AB itself. Terror. And then, of course, the overlapping realm of the Asian curse fate is torture. Okay. With the OR and the sect 2. Torture. And then, there's more into that with the AAs, actually, but then the ACs are the cannibalistic curse fate of Caucasians. They use the back attack and then the double up on it with the 2 below them to say Caucasian out of AC. For the cannibal con artist, and then of course AD is degradation, and AC AE is rape. But I wanted to talk about the torture curse fate of the Oriental Asians. All those, as human beings have stipulated, comes to also, they've stipulated medical doctor. But with the overlapping realm torture one, that is the hospital notion. Okay. But then opposite tortures, really. But, of that torture curse fate of Asians, they do have the notion of treated instead of tortured. So that's what's going on there with treated versus tortured. It's like a 1-2. Is that treated or is that tortured? Is that treated, is that tortured? But that red, orange, and then on the back attack of the Oriental Asians, okay, with the red, orange, and then the AA below it, of the Australian Africans, they use both there, as Caucasians use warrior, for example, and Catty corner. But those are Oriental Asians. Okay, but that word Oriental is very tortured as a hint to the cursed fate. And henceforth, the term and representation of jaded. There's a lot of jade in Asia. They do a lot of jade artwork. It's a huge repository for them. And that, once again, all has to do with the word Oriental. Now, you may have heard, Oriental is just Asian people's objects. An Oriental rug, an Oriental lamp. So, Oriental is an item. Okay, that's part of the jaded torture of the word Oriental. You may have also heard, that is actually Oriental, an ancient people that were once there, and there's all this history and story about that, and now that word is taboo to say. Another part of the jaded torture curse fate hint. Okay, so that is what's going on with that word. But the fact is, they are Oriental Asians. Okay, but you're going to hear all the torture jaded within that. But as we know, there's human point. It's different racial groups, but one race of human beings. I don't care about this. You heard there's more or less Neanderthal nothing. That don't even apply anywhere. That is falsified information. Probably in the totality of the human curse fates, and then including the torture in there, honestly, with that theory. And then with every other curse fate on there. But that's my point is, all these curse fates are happening within every racial group. But the fact is, each racial group does have a specific curse fate.